Hi everybody. Now this is really exciting news. Really exciting news. So I'm currently in this game. I'm standing on the Northwest Airfield in Chernarus. Well, a version of Chernarus. But as you can probably tell if you're familiar, this is Arma Reforger Soldier. And these are modded helicopters, you can see here, that are modded for Arma Reforger. And here we have some modded vehicles as well that definitely have that kind of Mad Max vibe about them. So, a modder, let's jump in and let's give him credit where credit's due. N3crowolf or NECROWOLF has created a version of Chernarus. Now it's a work in progress. You know, there's quite a lot still to do, but he's done a fair bit. He's kind of shown the concept of what could be done. He's done this version of Chernarus that runs in the new Enfusion engine, which is very exciting. And also, this is all running on an Xbox Series S console. So again, if you're kind of familiar with these concepts, this probably should blow your mind, because this is a £250 console that's playing a modded map with modded vehicles, all on an Xbox, and eventually this will be on PlayStation as well. So all the things that we kind of want for example, DayZ on console, they're kind of the building blocks, the foundations for them are here, in the fact that we've got the ability to have mods, because of the way that Arma Reforger works. The mod workshop is part of the game, and also the fact that it's running on the Arma Enfusion engine, which is the new version of Enfusion engine. So DayZ runs on the old version of Enfusion engine, which is kind of a mishmash of lots of different things. Arma 3 runs on the real virtuality engine, but the new Arma Reforger, which is kind of the beta test, it's kind of the way that we're working towards Arma 4 is on this new version of Enfusion, which is very powerful in terms of the things you can do, streamlining everything from modding to mission creating to making it much easier for the devs to create maps and to create features and all this sort of stuff. So this is pretty cool. Now what I'm going to do, we're just going to have a quick look around at little bits of this map to kind of show you. We might even go for a little fly in the helicopter, and then what I'm going to do is in the description below this video you'll see the link to what was his name, NECROWOLF's mod in the online workshop, but in reality you download it in the in-game workshop on PC or Xbox, because you'll probably want to go in there and you'll want to download it and check it out yourself. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go into Arma Reforger on Xbox, and I'm kind of give you a little tour for the people who maybe aren't familiar with Arma Reforger, and kind of what it looks like, and kind of what this sort of on this in-game mod workshop looks like. So if I come out of this, here we go back to the Games Master. So the mode I'm in within Arma Reforger, this is the Game Master, which, I mean, just this by itself, if you weren't familiar with this, it's a Zeus mode, or an admin mode, or a mission admin mode, or a map mode, whereby you load in this case in the Chernarus map, and you can spawn in vehicles, people, squads, AI, all sorts of amazing stuff, and this is all on the Xbox, just the same as you can do on PC, which is pretty good. There's my little fellow, he's going back to the position that he spawned in at. And if we look at the map, so this is the Chernarus map. These dark green areas that you can see, these are the areas that he's put trees on, which is great. There's a little bit of work done down at Balota. A lot of work has kind of been done in the north of the map, around the Northwest Airfield, and there's lots of areas that we're just going to check out in a minute. Remember, Chernarus is an absolutely huge map, so it's very difficult for one person or even a small team, to start filling it in. But there we've got kind of the big east-west road there. I guess we'll probably see Tizzy at some point and that sort of stuff. So let's just come out of here and let's just do a bit of free fly over here. So here's one of the local villages, small town, I guess, and this is done with Reforger assets, but it's very easy to mod things into Reforger on Xbox or PC. And all these houses, they have stuff inside them. So you can see there's more detail out of the box in the Arma Reforger assets than there is in vanilla DayZ ones. Then if we keep going over this way, let's just fly up a little bit more. This should be familiar to DayZ players. Devil's Castle. How cool is this? Oh, this is such good work. And just for the fun of it, just to kind of show you, I have spawned in some zombies here as well, because there is some simple zombies mods available for Arma Reforger at the moment. Ooh, but there we go. Let's go up there. There's the winding road that normally leads into it, doesn't it? And goes up there, and then we can fly back over to the airfield. I remember, I'll keep saying this. This is on an Xbox Series S console. Everything you can see here, I'm doing. So I'm controlling it with a controller. So let's take hold of this guy, if I can remember how to do it. X, and then we do that guy. So we now can take control of this guy, and then we can jump into this hind, and then we can start her up. This is so good. This boat. I remember this is a work in progress. We're right at the beginning of the development of this whole process. We're right at the beginning. There's so much more to do. Now I'm not very good at flying these things. Official helicopter support has not come to Arma Reforger yet. It is coming this year. Right, let's see if we can. And at that point, I guess the controls are going to be much easier. There we go. And if I had someone in the front nose of the hind, they could be firing off the machine gun. Right, this is all on a console. We are flying in a hind helicopter over Chernarus on an Xbox Series S. I mean, it's just amazing, isn't it? Amazing what we're going to be able to do. So we're kind of coming up to the edge here of what's been done on the map. You can kind of see the gap there. But there's loads of other stuff. I mean, I'm just giving you a little taste. Obviously, this mod is going to be updated regularly as the dev adds things to it. And then what I'd imagine what we'll then see is it will be adapted to work with game modes like capture and hold or conflict. And there is a Ravage mod already. Halex has got a Ravage mod going. It's in very, very early stages, but Ravage is a bit like DayZ. It's kind of a bit like DayZ for Arma. So when that sort of becomes available, then you may well see situations where we've got a baby version of DayZ running on this modded version of Chernarus. So there we go. So it's amazing, isn't it? It's absolutely amazing. So let's just save and return to the main menu for our helicopter crashes. And let's show you around. So for people who are familiar with Arma Reforger, you should be like, oh wow, that's amazing, I want to give it a go to myself. For everybody else who's like, this Arma Reforger thing, tell me more, this is what we're going to look at now. So Arma Reforger is available for PC and Xbox at the moment. It's about £25 or whatever the equivalent is wherever you are. And it is a pathway to Arma 4 that Bohemia Interactive have come up with. So the idea is that they've got this new engine, Arma Enfusion. The Enfusion engine, and ultimately Arma 4 will be running on it. I think they're committed to getting Arma 4 on console as well. So that's why Arma Reforger is on Xbox. It will be coming to PlayStation as well. So in effect, and this is the thing I kind of disagree with them about, is it's kind of a paid beta almost for Arma 4. I think it should have been free. but it's a paid beta because it's not a complete product. It's much better than it was on launch though. So within Arma Reforger, you can do things like you can play Conflict, which is a big full map game mode, which is like a massive version of Battlefield's Conquest, where you're moving supplies around and you're gauging AI and stuff like that. And then you have Combat Ops, which is almost like a single player or very small squad version, where you just got like 3 tasks that you've got to do on an island or on an area, do those and do that. And then you also have Capture and Hold, which is basically domination. These game modes. Now we have the Game Master. Now that's the mode that you just saw there. So that's where you can spawn in on a map, and you can it's a sandbox, so you can put AI down. They don't do that much at the moment, AI, but you can build things, and you can kind of you can start to think about mission building. It's not how you build missions, but it's kind of the basis of how we probably will be doing in the future. It will probably be eventually, hopefully, it'll be something like the Eden editor from Arma 3. Multiplayer, so when you go into multiplayer, you're going into a server browser so that you can go in, you can join the various different types of things that are going on. They've got Arma Life, so again, that's a different game mode again. I don't know much about it. And then, this is the thing, this is the workshop. So what they've done in Arma Reforger is they've taken the workshop away from Steam, because Steam is PC only, isn't it? And they've put it into the game. So any PC mods that are written, they all go in the same workshop. Now, not all of the mods can work on Xbox. I will say that right now, and there has been quite a lot of problems with the sheer size of mods and the Xbox having trouble with that, because the problem that the Xbox has and Microsoft has is obviously they have to have a tight control on the operating system in a way that you don't have that on PC. So games are given certain resources in certain terms of hard drive space and stuff like that they can use. And so we've had some problems where you have to make sure that you download mods singly, and if you get a lot of updates that need doing all at the same time, that can kind of crash the game. But these things are being ironed out as we go along. So if we look at, for example, here, the mods in terms of popularity, we can see at the moment the most. In fact, let's go to subscriber count. That could be a bigger one. Yeah. So by subscriber count, there's an MK18 mod, because Arma Reforger is set in the Cold War, so it's all M16s and things like that. There's a attachment capacity mod, so you can put scopes on things. Where am I? That changes the map, so you can see where you are. Capture and Hold. That's the official kind of domination mod. You've got the M60 Black Hawk mod there as well, so you can fly around the helicopters. Better tracers. There's night vision mods. There's 81 pages of mods. There's the zombies mod. There's 81 pages of mods. Now they're of various quality, and there's quite a lot of test mods where people say, "I'm just uploading this." There's the Better Vehicles mod that we just had a look at. There's a rib mod. All this stuff is really starting to come into its own, and starting to get up to speed as well, because people are getting used to the tools that they can use to make mods for Arma Reforger, and they're cooking on gas, if you like, as well. So I would say, if you are interested in Arma coming to console, or the next steps of DayZ, or on PC the next steps for Arma Reforger is a very interesting thing to have. It's not always that great to play, but it's an interesting thing to have. The controls, for example, on Xbox and controller when you're playing on PC take a lot of getting used to. They're very challenging the way that they've decided to do it, but the rate of acceleration of change of this game is increasing. It's becoming much more playable. It works much smoother, for example, on the Xbox than it did at launch. Much more. There's more features. It's less buggy. It crashes a lot less as well. And this is the stepping stone, not only to Arma 4, but to the next iteration of DayZ. When eventually it comes to the Enfusion engine, because I know devs say we haven't got any plans to do this and all this stuff and all that sort of stuff, but categorically, when Arma 4 comes out, in a couple of years' time, and it's on console, it will be absolutely massive. It will be absolutely huge. And DayZ to Bohemia Interactive makes more money than Arma does. to Bohemia Interactive. So they will be very, very, very keen that once they have those resources available, to dedicate that to bringing DayZ to the new Enfusion engine, so we can have all these wonderful things, so you can have helicopters and all this sort of stuff within DayZ. And it kind of makes sense now that you think, well, you know, on console we call out and we say, oh, can't we have this? Can't we have helicopters? Can't we have better vehicles? Can't we have all these things in the version of DayZ that we've got now? And it's like, well, if the resources were put into the current DayZ to do that now, that would slow down this whole Reforger Arma 4 process. You know, so it's almost like, look, play with what you've got now. We'll do our best to keep it going, and we're going to take 2 steps forward, 1 step back, like with the 120 update. But look what's coming. Look what's coming with the new version of Enfusion. So there we go. So a massive big thanks has to go out to Chernarus Reforged for doing this. Massive big thanks has to go out to Marks as well, the great DayZ YouTuber, who he put it on. He tweeted about it last night, and I nipped into his stream where he was in the map, and I was like, wow, that's cool, I better start downloading and giving it a go. So I'll put a link to Mark's channel in the description below this video as well, and you know, check it out. Let's see where this goes. I'm very, very excited. It shows that the future for not only DayZ but Arma is very, very bright indeed. What do you think though? Put your questions and comments down below, and I'll see you again soon.